Welcome, children. Today I am going to tell you a story about a boy named Eric. The way he overcame his disability by his strong will and determination. To know about him, let's get started with the story. The name of the story is Grandpa's Tree by Ruth Harrigan. Eric stared up at the oak tree in his front yard. His parents told him that his grandfather had planted it 30 years ago. Eric remembered his grandpa. His thin grandpa leaning over a hole in the ground, a bucket by his side with a sapling in it, gently parting the earth for what would one day be the massive tree. Knowing Grandpa, he would have finished the job neatly, then brought over his lawn chair and sat and admired his work for a few hours, smiling and watching the tree grow. Last night, when his mother said they were cutting down the tree, Eric tried to tell his parents that the tree was planted as a sign of Grandpa's love. His mother began to cry. She pointed at Eric's wheelchair and said, "That tree is coming down tomorrow," and ran from the room. Eric tried to explain to his father, but Eric's dad just cleared his throat and shrugged. "Dad," Eric said. His father told him, "Your mother just doesn't want to have to look at that tree." Eric shook his head and wheeled out of the dining room. He didn't understand what good it would do to cut down the tree now. Cutting down the tree wouldn't change that he fell from the tree, but it would be one less sign of having Grandpa around. And Eric didn't want that. Suddenly, he knew what he had to do. He rolled over to the bottom of the tree in his wheelchair and looked up to find the place he usually started his climb. It was still there, a peg. A peg in the tree he hammered in a year ago, when he started climbing the tree when he missed Grandpa. But now, instead of it being in a place where he could jump up, it was out of his reach. Eric realized he would need a new peg. A half-hour later, he hammered in a few more pegs at lower heights. As he did this, he planned his route up the tree, realizing that he could climb most of the way up using his arms. The chin-ups exercises he had been doing to strengthen his arm would come in handy today. He checked his watch. The tree cutters were coming in a half hour. He had to hurry. Tossing the hammer to the ground, Eric reached for the first peg. He felt his body lift off the wheelchair as he pulled himself up the tree. And then, miraculously, he was climbing again. His body went into automatic, one hand reaching over the other, until he pulled himself up most of the way. He stopped and steadied himself. Then he leaned his back against the trunk and lifted first his left, then his right leg up and over to the correct position to sit. "It's this big oak tree over here," he heard his mother saying about 15 minutes later, Eric saw her walk beneath him, followed by two men wearing orange t-shirts. One of them looked over at the wheelchair, then peered up into the tree and saw Eric. Eric waved at him. "Ma'am, what do you want us to do about him?" he asked, pointing up at Eric. Eric's mother looked up, then stepped back. "Eric, how did you get up there?" "Help him down," she requested. The tree cutter scratched his head and grinned. "Ma'am, but he is a pretty good climber. I don't know if I can get him down from there." "You must have some equipment or something," Eric's mother told them. "Just get him down, he'll fall." "Eric, what's the matter with you?" "Nothing, Mom," Eric said. "In fact, I am feeling so good." "I don't know what you are up to, Eric, but that tree is coming down today." His mother turned to the two men. "Go, get your equipment. He'll be down by the time you get back," she ordered the woodcutters. The two men walked off toward their truck. Eric could see them shaking their heads. He looked down at his mother, who continued to remain planted in one spot, staring up at him. "Mom, I'm not coming down." "You most certainly are," Eric's mother said him. "You got yourself up there, so get down now." "No, I want you to listen to me, Mom, please," Eric said. And then Eric added, "Don't you see that this tree is a gift from Grandpa? It reminds me of him every day. That's why I loved to climb it, and I want to still climb it. Please, Mom, don't take that away from me." His mother shook her head. "But, Eric, if only he didn't plant it, you wouldn't have fallen. You wouldn't need this wheelchair," she said. "Mom," Eric said, "cutting down the tree is not the right thing to do. It's like saying, I can't do what I used to love to do. And I can, Mom, more than you think." He saw the two men coming back to the tree carrying saws. "I don't know how you did it, Eric. How did you get up there?" she asked. He pointed down at the base of the tree. Mother reached over and touched the lowest peg on the tree, then nodded and turned to the men. "The tree isn't coming down," she said. She waited for a few moments, then placed her left foot on the lowest peg. She put her right foot on the next peg. Slowly, she climbed up, looking at Eric as she did until she got to the branch. Then she sat on the branch, smiling at him. "See, Mom, it's not so scary, is it?" Eric asked. "Truthfully, I am terrified," she said, laughing. She looked down at the house and yard and grinned. "But I should have come up here a while ago. It is a great view, isn't it?" she said. "It's a fantastic view," Eric said. "Grandpa would have loved what you did today," Mother said. Then he reached for his mother's hand and there they sat in the tree together happily.
The moral of the story is never give up in any situation. This is what Eric did. Hope, children, you will also take this lesson from Eric. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.